Hello guys, it's Darksigner here from the German Duel Masters channel and welcome back to another duel video. Today I got the battle for third place from our second IDC tournament, and you see Rykketard on the top playing against Halfar at the bottom of your screen, and they're playing out whoever comes out with the third place of this tournament. I forgot to mention earlier that we had 14 players in this tournament, so the number of participants was increasing from the last tournament, and I hope we can build from here and get even more players interested in these tournaments. So Rykketard is starting out very good with 2 consecutive creatures, and them being 2 propeller mutants, which you don't want to trade into foolishly, because you lose cards in your hand. And I think the Pyrofighter Magnus on turn 4 is also really great. Breaks another shield, and Halfar has to deal with the field and hand at the same time. And unfortunately he hits Dimension Gate, so Halfar can search out his Sky Sword. That might get him back into this game, because he gets another shield, and meanwhile he's also generating more mana. And yeah, he trades with the Propeller Mutant, so he loses a card in hand, the Volcano Charger. But that isn't really that big of a problem if you have still 6 cards left in hand. And yeah, we had a slight delay here because he discarded 2 cards randomly, because Halfar thought the effect wasn't automated, so he discarded randomly by clicking it manually, and then the random discard occurred, so he discarded 2 cards, but of course it only takes out 1 card out of your hand. So this turn he can play Pyrofighter again and break into the last 2 shields. And he breaks into another Dimension Gate, so I think the next Sky Sword is coming out. Okay, now he searched for Bazagazil, so Halfar might have a Soul Swap or Sky Sword already in his hand, because he needs that to survive a turn more, and yeah, he does. Plays Sky Sword in Belix, which gets Soul Swap back, so he can recycle Sky Sword again. So at this point Halfar is slowly stabilizing his board with the Sky Swords. And Rykketard is answering with a Lucky Ball and Deadly Fighter, but Deadly Fighter dies to Belix, so I think that's not a big worry here. And he also has the Bazagazil to clear the Lucky Ball. Has to attack with the Deadly Fighter, that gets blocked by Belix, and let's see if he decides to trade his Pyrofighter. No, he wants to go in, and that's also quite a lucky trigger for Halfar. The shield set by the Sky Sword was a Soul Swap, which just recycled the Sky Sword again, which is the tactic of this deck against rush or aggressive decks in general. So Halfar has all the options now, and yeah, doesn't lose to double Pyrofighter next turn. I think he's in a great spot right now. Maybe he can cast a Lost Soul or something like that. Okay, he goes for Miraculous Rebirth, getting rid of the Aqua Hulkers and playing his Bronze Tribe, so he has 5 mana left for something else. plays another Bronze Arm Tribe, so he just really stacks up on mana. Maybe he wants to go for Miraculous Meltdown play with followed up by Berserker Seal Dragon, where you need 14 mana to do so. And yeah, he's only 2 mana away from that play. Maybe that's his win condition. Instead of trying to grind it out and control the game really slowly, he just wants to finish it in one blow. And I think he recycles another Sky Sword again. Yeah. Yeah, so at this point he has enough mana for the play I was talking about. So now it's just a matter of him letting Rykketard breaking his last 2 shields without finishing him, or he plays Meltdown with 1 shield left. That is also an option. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Rykketard isn't on some Holy Ore tech, so yeah, I think you can go for Meltdown with 1 shield left, and yeah, so he does that play, and so by playing 1 spell he breaks 4 shields at once, and even if those 4 are all triggers, I think he still has the game with Berserker Seal and another attacker. He would literally needed 5 triggers and shields to win this, so yeah, this game is over. Halfar takes the first game after being pushed to the edge. He could stabilize and reach insane amount of mana, so yeah, he controlled it to a point where he could safely finish, like he did. Let's see if he can do it again in the second game, or if Rykketard can finish him faster this time. And yeah, the problem Rykketard faced is that he needed to charge Melnia into mana, so he didn't have a turn 2 play. That's quite unfortunate. So yeah, the Deadly Fighter goes in really strong, and Halfar doesn't have a Bronze Arm Tribe to counter it, so he has to play Dimension Gate and search for Sky Sword. So the Deadly Fighter is getting his 3rd shield in this game. Let's see if that can continue. Plays a Volcano Charger on Aqua Hulkus, so the Deadly Fighter is definitely going to get his 4th shield, and he follows it up with a Speed Attacker. So Halfar is with the back against his wall, so the best he can do is play Sky Sword this turn and hope for a shield trigger. But if he doesn't get, he doesn't even get Sky Sword out, but clears the board with Searing Wave, and the Pyrofighter seals the deal. So this time Rykketard came through and takes game 2. So we have a deciding game 3, and Halfar can start this one, which is really beneficial as you have to hit Sky Sword as early as possible. So yeah, the turn 2 play being Aqua Guard is not really what you want to see with the aggressive deck, unless he can follow it up with the Spin Slicer this turn. Okay, he can't, so yeah, that's not really good. The Aqua Guard is just being on the board for no reason. He gets a shield with Pyrofighter Magnus, but I think at this point Halfar can start playing his own engine, and he does. Swaps in the Forbos and gets Dimension Gate, which can search him a Sky Sword. And yeah, I think it's already too late for Rykketard at this point. He only got rid of one shield and maybe the second one here, yeah. But Halfar can now start to get his shields back with Sky Sword and loop them with Soul Swap. So I think the game is pretty much over, as Halfar just has to do this again and again until he finds a Balmedius or Bazagazil, some way to finish the game. Because picking one shield per turn isn't enough against Sky Sword and the recycle you can generate with that. Yeah, play Soul Swap for Sky Sword again, so the shield is being brought back, and he generates even more mana with Bronze Arm Tribe. Now double Pyrofighter, yeah, this could help if Halfar doesn't get Soul Swap or another Sky Sword for some reason. If he really draws into only removal cards for the field, that might help, but I think he has some kind of answer for the hand as well, or access to Sky Sword or Soul Swap. So Halfar's thinking about his next move. Maybe he has both options of clearing the hand or going for more Sky Swords. And yeah, he goes the Sky Sword route, retrieves Dimension Gate with Belix, and now I think he's going to search the next Sky Sword with Dimension Gate. So yeah, he gets another shield. Okay, so no, he decides to go for another play. Plays Forbos, searching for Soul Swap and Lost Soul. So next turn he can swap in Balmedius or recycle a Sky Sword, and in the same turn discard Rykketard's whole hand with the Lost Soul. So at this point, if I was Rykketard, I think I would stick other creatures on board other than Pyrofighter. As you know, the Lost Soul is coming, and losing everything to Lost Soul is clearly game over. So now I try to stick other stuff on board, like yeah, Aqua Hulkers. Maybe another 2-drop or two 2-drops would be ideal at this point. Yeah, only one Propeller Mutant. That's fine, but I think Lost Soul is doing quite a lot of damage at this point. First he's going to Soul Swap Sky Sword in, so he recycles another shield. And then he is going to play Lost Soul. Oh, okay, so he tricked us all. He already had an APOC, so he wants to clear the field first. Unfortunately, the Lost Soul got randomly discarded by the Propeller Mutant, so Rykketard is free to play his other cards. He can play Lucky Ball into Pyrofighter, but I think you can block here with Belix to get rid of the one Pyrofighter at least, which he does. So public knowledge is that there's one Pyrofighter left in hand and 2 unknown cards. And one Pyrofighter isn't going to do too much damage here. I think he needs 2 speed attackers again to try to put Halfar on a 2-turn clock. And that doesn't seem like it. Cook Polon and Pyrofighter. Yeah, barring any other speed attackers, Halfar is definitely going to survive the next turn. And Volcano Charger for the Cook Polon just gives him a better spot here. And he snipes the Pyrofighter Magnus. That's a lucky play. But yeah, puts him in the winning position. I think he's just waiting for maybe a soul swap for the Cryptic Totem to finish the game in one turn. And until that time he's just going to clear the board. Plays Dimension Gate, maybe for Baza Gazil Dragon to get rid of Hourglass Mutant. Okay, he searches for Sky Sword, so he's just going to generate more shields. And yeah, Rebirth on Aqua Surfer is really deadly. He can search 3 spells now with Forbos as they all stack, and he has the answer for the board and the hand in Lost Soul and Apoc, and has a Morbid Medicine to recycle stuff out of his grave, so his hand is really stacked. And Rykketard really can't do anything at this point. His resources are all gone. He has 0 cards in hand, and now Halfar can just wait until he finds the Soul Swap again for the Cryptic Totem and finish it in one turn. And yeah, there it is, Soul Swap for Cryptic. Now he has just to pass the turn and survive for one turn. He clears the board with Apoc as he still has enough mana left, and there's no single card Rykketard can top deck to win this. He can remove Cryptic Totem, of course, but that would just delay the inevitable. And yeah, here he concedes and Halfar takes the match. So Halfar took 3rd place in our second IDC tournament. Congrats on that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this and see you at another duel video.